Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode in my Football Manager series. This is episode number 18, and today we are returning with two big games with our Lions as we take on Oxford United and Middlesbrough away in the Championship. Plus, the January transfer window is going to open where Millwall have made a new signing. Before we play these games, though, show how Millwall are getting on off camera. Now, I shall try and make this quicker than normal because I know some people do think I ramble on a bit too much in the recap of what's been happening off camera, but it's hard to do when you've played so many games. And there were 11 off camera, but in the last episode you saw our 2-0 defeat to West Ham and our 2-1 victory over Leeds. And again, I'll try and be quick, and let's see if we can be quick. So we started with a 3-2 victory away at Huddersfield Town. A really good result, this one, where we pegged Huddersfield back on two separate occasions. Gregory bagging a brace in this game, including the game winner with 9 minutes to go, plus Tom Elliott scoring as well in a big 3-2 victory. And after the win against Leeds, this now meant back-to-back victories, and during this run off camera, it's been the best run of the series so far, and it's a shame you've not seen any of it. Following that, a 1-1 draw away against Aston Villa at Villa Park, Ferguson gave us the early goal for Hogan, equalised with 9 minutes to go, and there's been a lot of equalisers and late winners for Millwall and against Millwall in this run. The following game was a 0-0 draw at home to Nottingham Forest. Then the following game was probably one of the most dramatic games of the series so far, as we beat Preston by 4-3 at Deepdale, where Preston pegged us back on 3 separate occasions. We took the lead 3 times in the game, yet they refused to give up. Nicholas Ellison got all 3, bagging a hat-trick, and with 3 minutes to go, scored their third equalising goal. And I was thinking, it's just not going to happen. We just can't beat them. They're too resilient, this Preston bunch. But in stoppage time, Steve Morrison broke through one-on-one, and the captain gave us the game winner to show there's life in those old bones still yet. So big win for the Lions there, and a big 3 points, which signal 5 games undefeated, and 5 games undefeated became 6 games undefeated because we won once again in the very next game. And if one stoppage time winner wasn't enough, how about 2 in 2, this time coming courtesy of Lee Gregory. We were 2 goals up on Charlton in our first meeting between the two sides in this South London derby after Wallace bagged the brace. Then Charlton battled back to make it 2-2. We had 2 players sent off for 2 straight red cards. First Ben Thompson and then Rakip. And in stoppage times, we were clinging onto a point with 9 men. Lee Gregory headed in across and gave us a very unlikely win, despite the 2-man disadvantage. So big win there. Then a 0-0 draw at Hillsborough. Then a 1-0 victory over Cardiff, where I'm laughing because I'm remembering the goal. Marlon Romeo scored literally just a few seconds into the second half, where he picked the ball up inside his own half, ran and just thought, get out of my way. Crossed the ball to the middle, and it just went straight into the back of the net. Total fluke. He didn't mean it, but he certainly claimed it like he did, as the Lions got the win in truly bizarre fashion. But I see that happen quite a lot in Football Manager. I say quite a lot, once or twice a season, but Romeo gave us the win anyway in a big 1-0 victory. Then a 2-2 draw away at London Road against Peterborough. A really good response to this. We were trailing by 2-0. Grant gave him an early goal, and Hutchinson scored an own goal, but with 15 minutes to go, it was the dynamic duo that rescued us. First, Steve Morrison with 15 minutes left, and then Gregory with 5 minutes to go, scoring once again. He loves those late goals, but sadly, after that, 2 defeats in 3, the 9-game unbeaten run came to an end at home at the Den, where Gregory did score again. He's been on fire this season, 11 goals already this year, but Hugh scored a screamer for the Tractor Boys, and then in stoppage time, we got a taste of our own medicine. We've been scoring a lot of late equalising and winning goals in this run, but Daniel James won it for Ipswich in stoppage time, as they got the 3 points to break our hearts. But then we got a 4-0 victory at the KCOM, and this is one of the most surprising results of the series. It was a crazy win where there were 2 own goals. Pablo Zabaleta scored the first for Hull, then Gregory scored twice, and just before half-time, Hull conceded another own goal. 2 of our 4 goals coming from own goals. Just a bizarre victory in a weird game and a weird win. Like, when the goals were going in, I was like, is this really happening? But we won 4-0. But sadly, our final game of camera was a defeat, and it came at the Hawthorns away against West Bromwich Albion, where Harry Wilson scored and missed a penalty. Get scored for the Baggies as well. And Aidan O'Brien did grab a goal deep in the stoppage time, but it was nothing other than a consolation goal, as we lost to West Brom, as we always do. We are yet to beat West Brom in the series. They always beat us every single time we face them. So, yeah, it's been a good run, to be fair, despite 3 losses in our last 4 and just 2 wins in our last 6. It's not been too bad for us. And right now in the table, as you can see, we sit in 7th place, just outside the playoffs, 2 points off West Brom, where if we didn't lose that last game, we would still be in the top 6. We've been doing really, really well to climb climb away from the bottom half of the table and get ourselves past the mid-table point and now pushing for the playoffs like we discussed we wanted to do in the last episode. We knew it was going to be tough, but the run we've been on, despite two defeats in our last three, hasn't been bad at all. So yeah, long may it continue, and hopefully we'll bounce back and get a win in the first game today, home to Oxford United, a newly promoted side. So I won't show you the signing yet. I'll show you that when the transfer window opens, just for the Borough game, and let's play our first game of today's episode. So this will be our team for the game, 4-4-2 with our normal instructions, which right now are doing quite well for us, and this is our lineup. Long is in goal. It's back for a Toffolo because Meredith conceded 2 penalties in the last game. Hutchinson, Cooper and Conor McLaughlin. Midfield 4 is Ferguson on the left, Wallace on the right, and in the middle Tunnicliffe and Jay Felton, and up top together O'Brien and Gregory, who, as I mentioned, has been on fire this season with 11 goals in the Championship in 22 games. And on the bench, Woodman, Mulgrew, Romeo, Williams, the Jagger, and the youngsters Webster and Brito. And by the way, Clinton Webster, oh my goodness gracious me. I thought this guy could be good. He's turning into a freak of nature. He's only 16 years old. It's unbelievable. This has got to be the best player I've had out of the academy in any YouTube save I've done. Anyway, first game at Oxford. Let's get the win. Come on, you Lions. I've definitely had better youth players out of the academy in saves I've not done for YouTube, just personal saves. There are a couple in a Manchester United save I did. One was a goalkeeper called Stuart Cox, who was just unbelievable. And there's been quite a few that have been really good. Sam Redmond is the best we've had on YouTube, but I think this guy could be even better. Bold words for anyone to watch my Swansea save, because you all know how good Redmond was, but I think Webster could be the future of Millwall. I really, really do. Now watch him get poached away by a Premier League side in a year or two. Anyway, waiting for the first highlight. Come on, you Lions. 2 defeats in the last 3. Got to win this game. Here is the first chance. Shane Ferguson whips in a free kick. Tunnicliffe lost out in the air, but will come straight back to our number 11. Shane keeps on going and finds Jed Wallace. Now through to O'Brien, who shoots. Oh, just off target from Adam. Good start. Let's get that first goal. The one thing I don't want to do is lose both of our games today, because I don't think that will happen. Both of the teams right now are down the bottom end of the table. Middlesbrough in particular are struggling quite mightily. But if we don't get a win in either of these games, I'm a little bit worried we're going to drop back into mid-table obscurity. We've done so well to actually push for the playoffs in the first half of the season, now past the halfway point. That's what we've been searching for this season. It's what we're doing. I don't want us to drop back down to mid-table. Toffolo's cross easily caught. Because the thing is that the Championship is such a competitive division, as you guys know. There's always a cluster in mid-table. If we drop out of the touching distance for the playoffs, I don't think we'll get back into it. Even with 21 games to go, I think it is. But still, these are 2 crucial games here. Closing out the calendar year, got to come through and get at least 1 win, and hopefully at least 1 draw as well. So still waiting for the second highlight to come. Should fall now after a bit of a long passage of play. Jay Fulton to Ryan Tunnicliffe, now through to Aidan O'Brien. And O'Brien still on the ball, finds Ferguson. Shane now looks to cross to the middle. Gregory's getting on the end of it. Oh, and Lee Gregory right now is just on one. Delicious cross by Shane to the back stick. And Gregor said, don't mind if I do, as he nods it in for his 12th of the season. 3 minutes to go before the break, and the Lions have that breakthrough. Great cross by a Northern Irish winger, and Gregory right now is just on fire. And there's a long way to go before he gets close to Harris' goal-scoring record. But right now, if anyone in the team has a chance, it's Gregory, especially in the form he's in. Millwall 1, Oxford 0. Perfect way to end the first half. Well done, Gregors. Got to make sure we come through and get the win in this game. Cannot afford to have just 2 wins in 7, because that is not playoff form. That's mid-table form at best, and that's exactly what we're trying to avoid right now. So as things stand, moving into the top 5, no highlights to report in the second half, but that's fine with me. If we close out the game for a 1-0 victory, I'll certainly take it. Well, this has not been a good game by any stretch of the imagination, but now we are into stoppage time. Hopefully there'll be no more highlights, but now there is one. Come on, let's not throw away these 3 points, lads. We need to get this win. Here's Rothwell for Oxford through to Brannigan. And now Ryan Ledson picks it up, and the former Everton midfielder will spread the play out wide towards Bennett. Back into Brannigan. Just come on, just hold on. There's 2.5 minutes to go. Don't concede, and not a cross because they always go in this year's FM. And right on cue, there is the equaliser, and Oxford have pegged us back in stoppage time. I tell you, wing play in this year's FM is just the most OP style. Like, there's so many goals are scored from crosses and set pieces into the box. And Rothwell just kept it in play and whipped in a brilliant cross, to be fair. McLaughlin lost his bearings, and Hull puts it into the back of the net. Millwall 1, Oxford 1. We couldn't afford to throw away these 3 points because, as you can see, we're dropping down to 7th position. And if we are to get into the playoffs, the one thing we need to do is be more consistent. The only consistent part of our game is that we're really inconsistent. We can have a great run of form and do really well, and then we just go into this free fall and just totally lose it. And I'm a little bit worried that's what's going to happen here. Draw against Oxford, it's not a terrible result. We now close the gap to 1 point actually on the playoffs, but a win would have put us back in the top 6. Big missed opportunity there. Shouldn't have thrown that away. That is so frustrating, man. Seriously. So frustrating. When you concede a late goal in Football Manager against a team that you should be beating, you want to tear your hair out. You really do, especially when it comes from a basic cross to the middle, where Connor McLaughlin, man, I'll tell you this right now. I said Romeo might be our starting right back this season. I should have kept him in. McLaughlin's been awful in the majority of our games, and God knows what he was doing for that in terms of the marking. But the transfer window is now open, so here's a bit of good news. There's a chance to change our season instructions, and whilst we've only won 2 of our last 7 games, I don't think we'll be in a relegation battle this season. So if we ask for a mid-table finish, I'm not going to be too bold and say top half finish. I'm going to say mid-table finish. That will give us an extra £284,000 to play with. So yeah, I'm going to say a mid-table finish because that's definitely achievable now based on the first half of the season we have had. So yeah, transfer window is open. Nachita is going to come in then, and this is a young Romanian centre-back that I'm excited to show you because I think this guy has a really high ceiling. And, well, he's certainly going to be touching the ceiling if there's any low ones here at the Den, because he is 6'6" at 18 years old. Here he is, Radu Nachita, who arrives from Steaua Bucharest. Dinamo Bucharest. Oh dear, wrong one. But this is a really, really good little centre-back, I think. He's only 18 years old. My scouts found him on a mission. We picked him up for 750 grand, but 500 grand is paid. I swear it was Steaua. Okay, it's Dynamo, but still, it's 500 grand over installments and 250 grand up front. And this guy's got some good stats already here. Physically, very, very good indeed. Plus being 6'6" with 15 jumping, 14 for strength, and mentally already 14 positioning as well, and 15 decisions. We'll have to improve that determination because I can't stand that. Plus the low work rates as well. But technically, he's not bad. Again, at just 18 years old and only turned 18 in November. 12 for heading, marking's 11, tackling's 10 as well. He's got a long way to go, but he could go very far. And with no sell-on clause whatsoever, this guy could be worth a lot of money in the future. And if you watch my previous FM saves on YouTube, you would know that I love throwing in young, new-gen / regen players into the first team. And this guy may well be one of them. I'm excited, very excited. He looks like a really good young talent for the future. So, let's dive into the second and final game of today's episode then. As we are aware, the Riverside's take on Middlesbrough, who right now sit in the relegation zone on goal difference. And after 2 wins in 7, we could really use a win. Let's get it here, Common New Line. So I'll make some changes for the game. Rome is going to come back in for McLaughlin. Woodman are coming for Long, so just can't decide which goalkeeper I prefer right now. I'd much prefer Jordan Archer back, that's for sure. We'll put Mulgrew in for Cooper. We'll put Williams in for Fulton. And let's have a real change here. Clinton can start on the right-hand side in this game. We'll put Saville in for Ryan Tunnicliffe. I'm going to put Rakip on the bench in this game as well. And I think we will go with that. Oh, I tell you what we'll do. We'll put Gregors in the advanced forward role, and we'll bring on Steve Morrison, the captain, as well, for that captain's influence. So here we go. Second game. We'll keep the instructions as they are. It's the Borough. We could really use a win. Let's go get it. Come on, you Lions. So we blew our chance to be in the playoffs heading into the new year. Pretty frustrated about that, but all will be forgiven if we can do it to end the episode off. But I've got a bad feeling right now because this happens to us far too often. We go on a really nice little run of form and then bang, it's a really bad run of form that follows straight afterwards. And I don't want to have another game here without a victory. So come on, Millwall, only a win will do. We've not started the game off very well according to the stats. It's been all Borough in the first 15 minutes, it appears. And as Clayton wins the tackle there and finds Adama Traore, there might be another chance here developing for the host. Traore down the right-hand side continues to run, crosses to the middle. There's Braithwaite at the far post who heads it just wide. I'm going to say to the boys, tighten up. because at the moment we're looking a little bit too easy to break down. Hopefully that would change things, but I must say I don't really think team talks in-game do much, at least not for me in Football Manager. They rarely change anything as Dak gets on the ball for the Borough and sends it down left-hand side for Johnny Howson. And Howson crosses, and there is Saido Berahino to turn it in and make the pressure count in the first half. Howson's cross, Berahino's finish, and he may not be able to score for Stoke, but he is scoring for the Borough. It was a lovely ball out wide there by Dak to find Howson. And as Howson ran onto it, we tried to get across to him on time, couldn't do so. The cross comes in, and both of our centre-backs lost Berahino in the middle, who turns it home. Middlesbrough 1, Millwall 0, and as things stand, it's going to be 3 wins or is it 2 wins in 8 games? One of the 2. Either way, it's terrible. God, am I glad there's been a new signing in today's episode, because as things stand, that's the only positive part about it. But come on, you Lions. Highlight here, Harry Toffolo's throw is poor, and Middlesbrough get it straight back. What are we doing? What are we doing? Seriously, Dak tackled by Saville, but it comes straight back to him as the Borough look for another chance. But there is Clinton Webster. Go on, the kid. What can you do down the right-hand side? Lots of red shirts to beat. Can you take them all on? No, back towards Romeo, who crosses, headed clear, but will drop to Sean Williams. Let's at least get a chance and at least get an opportunity here. George Saville on the ball. Keeps on going before playing it back towards Hutchinson. Into Williams. Now Saville receives it again. Now Sean back to George Saville. Can we break down the red shirts here? Ferguson on the ball. Back to Saville. And Saville, a nice ball out wide towards Toffolo. Good chance here across the middle. Gregory's in there. Oh, Lee Gregory, just stop it. It's not fair. Another goal for Gregors. Middlesbrough 1, Millwall 1. And his 13th of the season puts us back on level terms just before the break. Toffolo with a lovely cross to the middle after a nice ball by Saville. And Gregory right now is just on fire. Unbelievable. Great header, 1-1. And my word, do we need that. So first highlight the second half. Marlon Romeo finds Clinton Webster. Back to Williams. And now Ferguson is tackled by Freeman. And the Borough should clear. And that's a lovely ball through to Saido Berahino, the goal scorer. He finds Braithwaite. Braithwaite across. Howson is there. Oh, Woodman. Brilliant save on a one-on-one. And he bails us out. Still tied at 1-1. I do see someone winning this game. Right now on the balance of play, you'll suggest it probably will be the Borough. But if we can get a big 3 points here, this will be massive and could take us into the top 6. Come on, Millwall. Just can't decide which goalkeeper I prefer. Neither one of them fills me with much confidence. But, oh, God, that is all we need right now. Steve, what are you doing, son? Sent off for a straight red card and now down to 10 men. We have got some of the worst discipline in the division, if not the worst discipline. So many of my players get sent off. So we'll go 4-4-1. And I think from now on we'll have to stop retaining possession and go mixed if we're to have any chance of getting something. We'll stop playing out of defence as well. And we'll drop our tempo down to normal. And we'll be a bit more disciplined in our play as well. But that has put us in a really precarious position. I said I can see someone winning this game. As things stand, it's going to be all the Borough putting the pressure on for the final 22 minutes, I'm sure of it. And here is a highlight for Middlesbrough. Dak's corner to the middle, flicked on by Clayton. And there is Saido Berahino to get his brace. And the Borough do go in front. Morrison's red card put us in a really troubling position. And I'm pretty sure this game as well means that he's getting an extra year on his contract. And that's how he marks it, by getting sent off and possibly costing us the game. 2-1 down. We're not going to the top 6 to end today's episode off. And this is going to be a really frustrating end to today's episode unless, come on, Ferguson lost it. And Dak wins it back. God damn it, Millwall. Why do we do this? It's happening every single season in this save. We have a run where we get close to the playoffs and we think, this could be it. This could be the year. We could make the top 6. And then we just totally collapse out of nowhere. Freeman down the right-hand side keeps on going. Crosses to the middle. Woodman claims it. Can we get one more chance? Can we get a point? Well, it looks like it will come to Middlesbrough unless, as Wallace picks it up here, maybe our final chance. No, poor attempt. Straight at Darren Randolph. And an easy save. And I think that is going to do it. I won't even bother making any more changes heading to the final 5 minutes because I can't see us getting any more opportunities. And Middlesbrough are going to get the 3 points. A big victory for them as they will climb out of the drop zone. And right now we're doing the teams at the bottom a favour. Oxford and Middlesbrough, they want to play us every week. 2-1 will be the final score. The Borough will get the win. Millwall now drop 2 points outside of the playoffs. Although to be fair, thinking about it, that's where we were at the start of the episode. So it's big missed opportunities against teams at the bottom end of the table where we should be winning these games. Instead we pick up 1 point from 6. And, well... seriously, I think we should really sympathise with the team after that performance. No. Certainly, I'm disappointed with the performance, and I'm going to criticise Morrison for getting sent off as well, because that really cost us in this one. But 2-1 the final score, and that's a really big blow in 2 games which we couldn't afford to slip up in. But that will end today's episode of the Football Manager series, guys. So a big thank you for watching. I really hope you have enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed the new signing, if not the games. But with 18 games to go, 20 games to go, sorry. There's still a long way to go. We're only 2 points off the playoffs, and we are not ruling ourselves out yet, because that would be very foolish to do. So we'll return in the very next episode with games against... who should we come back against? We're going to do West Ham and Leeds again, but after the last episode, probably not a good idea. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll come back with games against Huddersfield at home, and Aston Villa at home as well. So a home doubleheader against 2 teams that we could be vying for the playoffs with, and we'll come back in early to mid-March. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Have an awesome night. Much love to you all, and I will see you for the next episode in my Football Manager series, which hopefully is a lot more positive very soon. Bye.